All right, you don't hear too much about it, but among Republicans, it isn't Pete Hegseth that concerns them. It's the president-elect's choice for labor secretary, the Oregon Republican Congresswoman Lori Chavez Reamer. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. A lot of people are kind of scared off by, certainly in the Republican Party, her sweeping pro-union bill. She was among those to vote for in the Republican Party, Protecting the Right to Organize Act, aimed at expanding labor protections. A champion of that joins us right now, Sean O'Brien, the Teamsters General President. Sean, you were quite pleased with this. You've probably heard that many Republicans are not. This caught them by surprise. Obviously, President-elect Trump was sending a message here. What do you think that was?
Well, I know the message was clear. We demonstrated that labor and the American worker supported the Trump administration overwhelmingly. And I think Trump recognizes that. I think his administration recognizes that. And it's a step in the right direction for not only organized labor, but also the American worker. And, you know, the Republicans have a great opportunity to demonstrate what they were saying all along, that they want to be the pro-worker party. And so the proof will be in the pudding moving forward. I clearly endorsed the Secretary of Labor, and I'll stand by that all day long.
You know, I'm just wondering the fallout that President-elect Trump is getting from this is not nearly as extreme as some of these other potentially controversial picks, but there are Republicans concerned that he is getting too close to labor and too close to guys like you.
Well, I think it's reflective of his personality. He went, there's a lot of far-right Republicans that didn't agree with this, and one thing he proved is that, you know, he's going to do right by what he believes to be the right thing by labor. I think he showed tremendous courage and conviction by going against the far right, and, you know, I think over time it'll demonstrate that the American worker and labor organizations are very valuable. We want a seat at that table. We want to make certain that we develop relationships. There shouldn't be lines drawn in the sand. Let's work together and get some things done on behalf of the American worker.
Sean, I'm just curious. I mean, you famously appeared and spoke to Republicans at their convention. You had hoped to have the same opportunity. Democrats never got it. You were a gentleman about it, but I'm wondering if anyone has apologized to you in the Democratic Party. We goofed, Sean. We're sorry about that. We want to make amends. Anything like that?
No, absolutely not. And look, I didn't expect that anyways. What we did at the RNC was very important, and it wasn't a speech that leaned Democrat, Republican. It was focused on what needs to happen in America for the American workers. It highlighted what our problems were with corporate elitists. And look, I'm not looking for apologies. The Democratic Party has an opportunity to refocus, look in the mirror, and see what they could have done differently. Look, this whole election, from the Democratic standpoint, they based it on social issues. Social issues are very important, but our members, the American workers, are concerned about the economic issues.
You know, Sean, it is what it is. I am just wondering, I mean, you ended up not endorsing either candidate. You didn't commit to either candidate, even though there were polls that showed within your membership they preferred Donald Trump by a substantial margin. So why didn't you just go ahead and say, we are supporting Donald Trump?
Because we've got other constituency that are the Democrats and also independents. So, you know, we've also got to weigh out our decision.
But that didn't stop you in the past from backing Democrats.
Right, but remember, we did extensive polling, Neil.
Yeah.
And both candidates weren't strong on certain issues that are important to us, like the right to strike under the RLA.
Yeah.
There were a lot of determining factors. So, look, we stand by our decision as a General Executive Board. We've done pre-polling, as you know. We've done post-polling, and they are exactly the same. So we stand by our decision, and we look forward to working with the administration and making certain that we hold people accountable for what they intend to do for working Americans.
You're going after Costco right now. I guess that they are preventing or making it very difficult for workers there to unionize. What's the latest?
Well, the latest is, I mean, they're a typical white-collar crime syndicate. You know, what they say and what they do.
That's a little extreme, isn't it?
No, it's actually very accurate. You know, they've once a very friendly company, embraced their workers. They've had some changes in CEOs. They're not investing in their workforce anymore. They're more focused on their balance sheet, the bottom line. They don't respect the process. This week we filed a lot of unfair labor practices across the country because they are trying to squelch our members. They're impeding on their First Amendment rights. So they picked a fight with the wrong union, I can tell you that. And the contract expires January 31st, and they're going to determine whether they want a labor stoppage or not.
All right, we'll follow it closely. Sean, thank you very much. Sean O'Brien, we have reached out to Costco, have not heard back.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.